Alright, we are going into a new series. I decided I'm going to do a lot more DVD content on the channel. I talked to everybody on Twitch, by the way. Plug at the start. Check us out on Twitch at BexFeet7, please. But we're going to start into a new series where I'm going to show everybody my favorite build on every killer, and 2 games just kind of showcasing what it's about and whatever. But obviously, we're going to be starting off with the Trapper, the OG, DVD's #1 boy, and I've got a strong build. Also, I'll be showing the add-ons, the perks, add-ons, 2 games of gameplay in every single video for every single killer. So that should be fun. But here we go. We're going to go straight into the build. I'm going with the add-ons. The Trapper Sack, easy option. You carry every single trap at the beginning of the game. Doesn't mean you don't need to worry about walking around and picking up any other traps and being like, oh, a trap's in a weird place, I have to go get it. The only thing is you can't pick up a trap that you've put down. So the second add-on, which I think goes with this really well, and you will see it will work in the first game, is the iridescent stone. Every 30 seconds, one of the traps that have been placed out and is closed will reopen. We will see a very good use of this in the first game, trust me, right? There's a Jeff moment where you'll see this absolutely just peak. It is so good. You'll even see me nodding. I was so just gassed with it. But that's the add-ons. I think they're my favorite add-ons on Trapper anyway. When I use the 2 of these together, they just seem to get a lot of synergy. You can use, like, there's 2 or 3 other ones. I like the one where if they snap a trap, they'll take an injury, but obvious then when we go into the perks, Corrupt Intervention, lock down those gens at the start. 3 gens get locked for 2 minutes unless you down somebody and then they open back up. It just gives Trapper time to put down the traps in it. Every single Trapper main in the existence of this game is going to tell you this. Use Corrupt Intervention. Deadlock. Me and Deadlock have a weird relationship. It is a good perk, but there's so many times where I'll see a gen get locked and another one will pop like 5-10 seconds later, and it just rots me because that means I've left another gen very well done, locked and able to get to again. But I still see where it's useful. It helps me more than it doesn't, so I've been running it quite a bit, and in a few of these builds you'll see it. Save the best for last on Trapper. It's just so easy. He's so weak in chase that you need something to help him. Like, all he can do is trap out an area. He can shut it out, but he can't keep up. This definitely helps. Every time you hit somebody who is not the obsession, the recovery rate after hitting them is 5% faster, up to 8 times that, which is mad. And then no ed, Hex, no one escapes death. Once all the gens are done, you can instant down people because the totem lights up. It just makes life easier at the end when everything's starting to get a little bit hectic. And, spoiler alert, we definitely do get to see some Hex, no ed shit happen. So, let's get into the first game. Alright, let's boot it up. Alright, boys, girls, germs, and squirrels. Game 1, and I got Sanctum of Wrath of the Yamayoka estate. It's good for bushes. It's good for little areas to put traps. And the first thing that's on my mind is straight in. Get a trap out. Get one in somewhere just to help. And my idea here was to place it in the pallet because if I break the pallet, it's a good trap to have. If they run into it and they don't spawn it, it's a good trap to have. But I also think the buff that gives Trapper that little bit of a speed boost after he sets traps is very helpful in certain niche situations. And I first away just find Michaela. I just get her right at the start and I do a little bit of a ooh, and then she's disappeared, so I get a little bit confused. Not gonna lie, a little confused. And then I end up eating a pallet for it. It's unlucky, but I don't mind because again, I don't really want to be into a chase with 9 traps on my hands. So I was like, right, let's set a little trap here. It's an obvious one, but with the iridescent stone, when it resets, they might not expect that. So that's what's in my head right now. A little bit of movement. In this game as well, right, there's one point where you're going to see a cut, and it's because for a solid 2 minutes of the match, nobody does anything. So you will see cuts, and I'll do that throughout the video, where there's little boring parts where maybe I'm just walking around and I'm not seeing anybody. We will cut those, don't worry. Don't worry. Also, you can see it's during the winter event. I obviously recorded this while the winter event is on. Some future episodes probably won't be that way because I'm going to do this on every single killer in the game, meaning another DLC character could come out while I'm doing it, and I'm probably going to be starting something on stream. Again, plug the stream. We're going to be doing probably like a hardcore survivor or hardcore killer type thing that everybody does, but I've never done one, so I want to give it a go. We might see videos of that coming up on the channel too, maybe. We'll see how these go, if people actually enjoy watching these, and if I can make a feasible video out of it, and you lot are enjoying it, obviously. But obviously, first hook in, and Son of Noob is a cool name. I don't know though if he'd be too proud to see what happens, but keep a bit of pressure on the gen. I've only used 3 traps, which is definitely playing in my head right now. I'm like, right, I need more of these traps out or else I'm going to get screwed. Jeff into a nice loop, and this trap right here, remember it. Okay, remember that trap right there. You're going to want to keep your eyes on that one because that one plays an absolute madness later in this match. Some snowballs getting thrown. Again, if anybody has like any reaction to the snowball effect on the screen or anything, I get it, and put it in the comments or anything that like I can't enjoy DBD with this, because I kind of get there's a lot of people I'm imagining that could have sensitivity to this kind of stuff. Also, Peak, Son of Noob, have gone into their second stage on Hook right now. They've just been left onto second stage. We get Jeff down very nicely there. Trying to find a nice hook for him to get put onto. And Son of Noob let themselves die on first hook. I do feel like it was hand in hand with nobody going to get them either. So they just gave up, which is kind of sad. But I have to take wins how I get them. At this point in DBD, you have to take wins how you're able to get them. And that's it. Especially when you're running like... I will say the builds I'm going to be showing on this like collection of my favorite build on this killer. I think this build is amazing. La la la. They're all going to be sweaty. I don't think there's a single one that's just like, oh my god, this is a fun build. They're just complete, I think this is strong. And I have fun with it, but it's just what I think is probably strong on every killer. Nice little chase here with Yui as well. And she runs me towards the... she runs me towards the shack here. And this is where I kind of thought to myself, I don't want to be on this side of the map now. I think I play a 3 gen onto the far side and I probably get a win out of this. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. 3 people down 4 gens is a bit long. I wouldn't be like... if I was a survivor now, I'd be like, why did that person give up? That's basically GG, innit? But anything can happen in DBD. Anything can happen. And we've got Jeff rolling around over here. I do see... Oh, yeah, this is where I was like, right, I'm locking this down. I could see that they were going to run that way. I'm locking it down, though. But I wanted this Jeff. I was like, right, Jeff's going to be in and around this area. We'll kick the gen. No blast mine. Beautiful. And I catch him in a really awkward place for himself. And then, look, the trap is... And it opens. He gets so screwed by that trap reopening there that it just ruins his entire loop. Bro literally didn't know what to do after that just happened. He's like, nah, I don't know. I have no... Like, he can't loop it around properly because the trap just randomly opened. And that's where the add-on can be so helpful. First of all, the iridescent stone could be good because the traps randomly open and they'll be like, oh, the trapper wasn't over here. I can hit this loop if he comes over. And the trap's just randomly open. Or that, in the middle of a chase, look at me nodding. In the middle of a chase, it can just open. And that's it. There's literally nothing that they can do. And he just got a loop ruined on him. So that's a good down and a good hook onto Jeff, I have to say myself. Kind of thinking of the, hey, let's lock down this one side now because there's 3 gens over here I could keep. So if we just lock every loop that I could possibly do, there's not a lot that they can do. Like, this map is very good for traps, I think, because there's a lot of bushes, there's a lot of good loops. If you want to get creative with your traps and not just stick them into vault locations, you definitely can. There's like a lot of creative little places that are random and people won't be able to kind of navigate, to be fair. They won't be able to just figure it out all that easy. I am not coming back for Jeff here. I made my mind up on the way over. I was like, I'm not going to tunnel or any of that crap. I'm going to go for whoever saved, if they're still there. Nice little run here, and then right into a trap. The traps. How many traps did I get this game? I should have probably kept count. I got so many traps in that game. It's actually crazy. At the end of this match, I'll tell everybody. I'll know exactly how many traps I've got. I should have been keeping count, but that's crazy. I've got like a number of people walking into the traps at the moment. So like Trapper's a hard one though. Trapper's not the strongest. There's a lot going against him. Swift just calls out traps, and then he becomes just an M1 killer, or if you're console or you're like whatever, you all call it M1. If anybody calls it, ooh, my R2 or my right bumper, you're chatting crap. Yui also going down in the health on the hook, and there's me like considering multiple little random spots to stick the last trap. A gen does pop, of course. A gen does pop, and we're down to 3 gens left. It's a slow game, to be fair. It is a bit of a slow game, but 2 stacks to save the best for last isn't great. Deadlock is after locking up a gen for me. Corrupt definitely helped, and then I set down a trap here, and Yui has died. Yui's just left on hook. And we set a trap here and it's nice. So we do a cut there because literally for 2 whole minutes I was walking around the map and nobody came near me. And right there we just missed the gen pops. Like I walk over as the gen pops and that's it. I just got there. That the entire time I was walking around I just didn't see anybody. For a whole 2 minutes nothing was happening. So we cut out. I'm gonna probably do that a lot in these videos. If there's little moments of just staleness or little like walking around and I'm not seeing or getting into any chases, I'll just cut out. It's just to save time and make the videos a little bit shorter where you're not just watching the boring bits of me going, where is everybody? Where are they? But we're in a nice little chase here with the Hattie. She tries to mega mind me there and I do catch her on the corner, which is fine. Up to 4 stacks to save the best because Jeff, at the end of the day, was our obsession. So I wasn't really paying complete attention to hitting people and not hitting them. I should have probably forced him into more traps, but some games just call for you to hit the obsession. If you get up to the 8 stacks or the 6 stacks is probably where you're at, like, very beautiful feeling. That's good. That's good. If you get up to that, that's great. But sometimes that just doesn't happen for you. Sometimes you just need to do your thing. You just need to hit who you hit, and that's it. So I'm back. I have a tree gen on this side, and that's probably another reason why I had to cut like a whole 2 fucking minutes out of this match, is because I was just on this tree gen. I was just watching the tree gen, trying to keep an eye on it, but then I was like, right, to save another 2-minute standoff and me having to cut this video into like 20 minutes, and that's it. I was like, right, let's go into this and we'll see what's happening. Catch them both over here, and that gen was pretty decently done. Hattie, however, just does a little spin and I got very confused. That happens to me a lot. And I don't know, again, if people watch this, is it because I'm a controller player and it just happens more, or is it I'm just dumb? Do I need to get a little bit better at trying to like mind game people? I'm not sure, but that beautiful random trap from earlier that I put there because I just didn't want to be on this side of the map. Catch somebody. Mwah! It's beautiful how that can happen. You just do a throwaway trap in a good spot, like anywhere around the shack is a good spot, and it could just pay off. Even if you're not forcing it, if you're not trying for it, it could just randomly pay off. And I think this is the reason why I like these 2 add-ons the most as well, is you do not need to pay attention to a trap. Once you have it out, it does its own thing. If it's a good trap, it'll work. If it's not, you've put it in a dead spot, and that's just it. Like, I can't lie. If you get it good, it just works. You don't need to pay attention. You don't need to do the usual trapper gameplay where you have to be like, go over there and reset that. Go over there and make sure you have that reset. You just place it, and that's it. Hattie, of course, did let herself die on her hook so that she could give her Jeff friend a chance to get out, which is totally fine. I take 3Ks as a win. Like, if somebody gets out through a hatch, that's totally fine with me. But this Jeff's not doing that because I have hatch right here, and the first gate I can get to is the one by that was that shack. The gen was there, so in my head I was like, Jeff has to be here. He was probably working the gen when Hattie was getting killed, and he is here, and little does he know I'm creeping up on him with no head. He was so close to getting that open though. Unlucky. Little head shake because catching somebody with no head, it is disgusting, and it's like, oh, I was going to lose and I caught you, but it's such a good perk at the end, isn't it? It's so good at the end. Very, 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 very good. And as we go, I'm doing a little challenge to hook people in the basement. You'll probably see it pop up in both matches. I don't know if I get anybody in the basement in the next match. We'll find that one out together, I guess, won't we? We'll figure that one out together. But there is a 4K, where, again, my personal favorite trapper build right now, and I do know it's strong. It's got meta perks. It's got the strongest add-ons and la la la. Trust me, there is killers down the line that I'm going to be using brown and yellow add-ons on because they're just my favorite and they're better than other ones, in my opinion. But there we go. That's the first game. We will kick right into the second game. I won't waste any time. Second game, it definitely is a lot more stressful than this one. Trust me. And we get right into game 2. I'm not wasting time. We get right in, and I get Groaning Storehouse in the Macmillan Estate. Not really my all-time favorite. I don't like the Macmillan maps all that much. Even as a Survivor, I'm not a big fan of them. But this game is definitely a lot more stressful. Definitely a lot more stressful. Because I feel like this team was a Swift. They were very good at calling out traps and getting them and just seeing and being together. So we definitely play a little bit more scummy as well. So for anybody who's like, oh my god, you only put up your wins. You only put up these. You know, the usual comments you see on DVD videos. I'm not going to hide away from some camping. If there's some camping and tunneling to be seen in the video, you're going to see it. Because that's how I play. That's unfortunately it, and you're going to be like, oh, you're such a scumbag, and oh, you're a classic killer, la la la. Some games call for it. Some games 100% call for it. And there's not a lot you could do, especially with a killer like Trapper. It is so called for. It's ridiculous. And I'm already getting confused in this. I'm already getting confused. This, there's some loops in this map just don't sit well with me. I got very confused there because I thought this was Jane. When I got that, I was like, why is Jane over there? That makes no sense to me, but it wasn't. It was just Kate coming in to take the hit. Kate in this game, by the way, is running Cam Spirit. You might hear, I don't know if you'll hear it over me because I chat and I'm loud, but anytime I downed her, she didn't scream. And it confused me for a minute. I was like, why is somebody using Cam Spirit? Like, what's going on? Set a trap there because I was like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that pallet. She did drop it as well, and then I get a little bit stuck on a tree, which was not great, but I was like, I'm not eating that pallet, so I'm just going to drop a trap there, and hopefully it'll come into play later because it's dead center in the map. Like, it's in around where gens are, it's in around where loops are. Just leave a trap there, it could come into play. Smack a little snowman just to make sure there's nobody in them. And Corrupt is still up. Well, I catch Dwight doing a little bit of a work here, and I do mind game very well there. I don't know how he fell for it. He maybe just seen the light and just turned and it just worked, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It was a good mind game, if I do say so myself, and he's gone into another one of these little loops that lead into trains of loops. So he drops the pallet and I take it because it's starting off like it's going to be a long one. So I'll take what I can get. I could hear a little rustling to my right, so I was like, right, whoever's over here needs a smack as well because they're just creeping around. And it is Dizzy who's running with a flashlight, so kind of wanted to force it, try to stupidly mind game this very long loop, so I just make a break it, just run it instead. But so far they've done very well. I've only put down 3 traps. Everybody's just on me, they're making me get into chases. I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think I played that very well, and I do manage to get a down out of it. I was expecting a pallet drop, legit. Injured person, I was expecting a pallet drop, 100%, 100%. But she did well. She took her down, went for the fair. If I hadn't thought of it myself, she would have got away with it. Still no gens popping though, not yet. We're doing well, and there it is, right as I say, and that gen is very worked on. Jane does a nice run here, and right as she drops that pallet, I just put down a trap just to be like, right, cut the loop out. Don't let her get that loop. And I thought she'd make her run this way, so. But I do see Dwight off in the distance, and I scare him off a little bit. I'm like, right, no. I see you lot. You're not going for that save. It ain't happening. And I chase out Dwight. Again, I'm trying to be fair in this moment. Like, right there, I know there's 2 people there. If I realistically wanted to be a big dickhead, I could have just stayed there. I could have just stayed there, but I'm like, no. We'll give them their little chance. And Dwight does just get stuck in the middle of that. That happens to me more times than I'd like to admit as well, where I'm doing that loop and I'll try to cut that corner just tight enough and I'll end up walking into the gap of that instead by accident, and it stinks. So I can 100% feel bad for that, Dwight, because that happens to me all of the time. All of the time it happens to me. We're not doing too bad. 2 hooks, 2 gens. At the end of the day, I've still 6 traps in my pocket. I've not put out enough traps and I'm doing okay. I've got 2 hooks out of it without putting down enough traps. Right here, I am definitely panicking in my head because I know I have 6 traps, but I'm like, right, where do I put them? Everything seems so wide, so it's like, right, cut this loop out a little bit. At least, like, make them break the traps and stuff, because I have to do something. There has to be something done, because I have 5 traps in my pocket. And it's a big map, you know. Good save there as well from the Jane. She does a nice one there, and I do kind of get a little bit in my head here in my own trap, because that trap at the window gets broke. She also got stuck in the gap there. That's 2 people that got stuck in the gap of them boxes there. Now I do waste a whole lot of time here, and I get really in my own head with this loop. I'm like, right, try and cut it out. Again, this loop here, I'm trying to figure out. I've been playing the game long enough now. I'm trying to figure out how I could do these loops better. Like, how do you mind game them better into it? Do I go around this way to cut her out to make it go round? Do I make it go anti-clockwise or clockwise? You know what I mean? Like, it's an awkward loop. It's an awkward one, but we're sticking on it. We're not losing a gen, and I do decide to trap the window because I'm like, right, fuck it. She's going to stay in this loop. I have to cut her out of it. And we do a beautiful play back there, and she tries to slow vault to like mind game me. So I'll take that. That's a good one. That's a good down. It's well played. It could have definitely been done a lot shorter. That chase went on a little long. So it's totally fine. I understand. I'll take it. I'll take it. Again, lost another gen, down to 2 gens and only 3 hooks. This is where you start to feel a bit panicky now. 100% I've seen her, but she had sprint burst as well. So like, right, trap here, make that loop a bit weird so they can't run that way and mess with me. Dwight just doesn't care though. Dwight's like, I'm going for this save, bro. I don't give a shit what you do. I'm going for this. And when I smack him off of it, that's when he gave up. And that's when I was like, right, I have to go for him because he's made a big mistake there. He should have either went for the save to save her and just take the down and swap, or not. But like, he's ran into space now where I can just nicely get him, and I do. I was really hoping the basement was there as well in this match. I was really, really hoping it was. Because I was like, if it's in that building, God hate them trying to get in and out to get people with traps all over it. It would have been unbelievable. Smack the snowman because I was paranoid that was a person. I was a little bit paranoid that was a person. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that snowman. 99 gen. So they definitely were planning on doing a big play here. This trap would have easily been walked around as well. Like, I put it there, and even like when I did it, I knew watching it back 100% that trap could have been easily walked around. So I don't know why I put it there. It wasn't in a tight enough space to cut it out, unless it was somebody just not paying attention. Did not see that person coming over. They just showed up in front of me. So yeah. We'll take it, whatever. And this is I could have taken the trap, but I was like, nope, you know what, I'll take the hit instead. I'll take the hit. It'll give me save the best for last up to 2, which again, it's so useful when you use it properly. And I get stuck in the gap that I complained about everybody getting stuck in earlier. Save the best for last is very useful if you use it properly and don't hit the obsession. Like, the Dwight is my obsession. Bro is in my face all the time though, isn't he? Like, 2 stacks of save the best for last is okay. Like, you'll start to notice it. It's when you get to 4, 5 definitely, where it's like, that's good. That's really good. And Jane did mess up a skill check on that gen, giving me a big boost here. If she hadn't messed that up, I think it would have been GG, because they got down to 1 gen here, and I think if she hadn't messed that up, somebody would have went and touched it, finished it, and got it done. I think maybe the Dwight, he probably would have went and touched that and got it done. But we did well. Down to 1 gen, and we this is where it starts to get scummy now. This is where it definitely starts to get a little bit scummy in play, because I'm like 90 something gen, maybe 80s now, and 4 people still alive. So we're starting to struggle. We're starting to get a little bit panicky, but it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. We play a little bit scummy. The traps are starting to snap all over the map now, and I'm trying to figure out where the hell I'm going to get in play. I don't see anybody, so I'm like, right, the best I can do is monitor at a distance, because you can't really camp now. And I see 2 people around, and I'm like, right, there's no way I can go and just run off. Dwight walks into a trap, and I think that was trying to bait me. So I was like, no, he can't do anything while he's trapped. So if I just push them back and forth, this won't count to anti-camp as well, because there's people close and getting into chase beside the hook. So there's not really a lot they can do. Kate does come in, and I miss a terrible swing. And an awful chance to blind me there with Yunjin, but I do a terrible, terrible swing there. And Kate runs in where she thought there was a pallet, and I do get the down. Yunjin should have been here for the flashlight. I think she might have been healing, maybe, but she should have been there for the flashlight. And nobody touched that gen to even tap it to make sure there was progress on it. So they're starting to throw a little bit. It's starting to throw a little tiny bit. I'm also up to 6 stacks of save the best for last. So everything is starting to play a little bit towards me in the end. Yunjin trying to do little spins, and she does get it though. She does get it. And I decide to trap that door out, just be like, nah. If they want to do plays, I'll do plays as well. We'll see how it goes. Nicely keeping on everything. And obviously they broke the trap in the door, but I was like, I don't mind. And then I spot Yunjin being like, where did you actually come from? Get the smack on her. That means I'm on 7 stacks, and now I'm on 8 stacks. That's it. 8 stacks to save the best for last, you know, is crazy. It's actually just, that's nuts. Like, to actually think of it, that's nuts. That's actually insane to get up to it that far. Dwight just disappeared on me. I do kick that very, very nicely. I was surprised as well, because there was one of the games when I was just doing like warm-up games, where I was starting to get paranoid of myself. I got blast mined 5 times. I should have probably saved the footage of that and just edited it into here, but I got blast mined 5 times. In the space of maybe like 3 gens getting done. Like, there was 4 separate gens with blast mine on it, and I went and kicked another one, and I had blast mine on it again. It was a rough game. It was. I should have definitely just edited into. But fucking hell, it was just pain. But Dwight decides he wants to run in, and Jane does very well here. Jane does very well. Gets him out of the trap quicker than he probably would have got himself. And then I smack her, and I'm like, I can't commit. If I commit, I lose the person that's here, because Kate will definitely be running in to try and do something, which she probably was. There she is, yeah. See? So I stopped this person from getting saved. Yunjin's dead. GG. GG. So we're down to 3 with only 1 gen left. And it's getting rough. I see that snapping, but I'm like, no, there's going to be somebody over this way. There's no gen to be worried about on that side, so I need to get this side. Kate goes for a nice little loop here. She goes in and she smacks right into the trap. And that is her dead as well. So we're down to 2. This game took a turn though. Like this team was very good, and I get stuck in the gap again. But this team was very good. Like I have no complaints. This team was just very, very strong and very, very good. And they were very altruistic for each other as well. Like they were trying their best to help each other and everything like that. So it was good. It was really, really good. And Jane's going right back for the same loop, and unfortunately I don't have it. And she had light, I think. I don't think she just zoomed straight off towards the shack there without it. So I was like, no, not committing. If I want to get a good win out of this, I have to make sure my gens don't get done in front of me or anything stupid like that. We just have to stick on it. And Dwight nearly had that gen done. Dwight was very, very sneaky about making sure he got work done on that one. And he's got the nice pallet there. I didn't eat that pallet, and usually anybody from stream will tell you, if anybody in stream is watching this far in, I usually eat those pallets. I usually go straight into them thinking it's gone. Like my memory doesn't remember that them pallets are still there, so I usually eat those. So I was very proud of myself for not eating that. And we do get Dwight, so that means Jane just disappeared. Jane vanished off into nowhere land, which, again, I take 3 as a win. 3, in my mind, is you got yourself a win. Obviously, go have your fun, and if you had fun, that's all that really matters. But if you're in your head being like that, what counts as a win? 3. 3 counts as a win for me. But now we wait for the hatch. I straight away think it's going to be there. I'm very good at finding hatch randomly. I don't know why. DBD gods just say, hey, give this guy the hatch sometimes. She popped a gen. She just went and popped a gen. Just insane. And I do find the hatch, but I don't know why I closed it. It's like she popped a gen. She's obviously going to go for a door, isn't she? Go over to check the far side. Do we catch the gen, though? Will she get out? Will she get out the other door? Did I make a mistake? We'll see. We'll see. We do hear the sound of a beep. And we just catch, and again, another victim of Noed. See, 2 games where Noed has come in clutch right at the end. I do a little head shake again because Noed caught somebody again. But 2 games in a row where Noed actually came in clutch at the end. Like, again, not every game is going to look this good. Not every game is going to be that great. I might not even include all wins. But I played 4 games. 4. One of them was the Blast Mine one, and I actually was just like, that game's crap. Like, I think I got 2 kills in the Blast Mine game. I was like, that game's just crap. And then there was another one that was just like a very slow burn. So these were the 2 out of the 4 that I recorded I actually just thought were good. But yeah, I appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe and check us out on Twitch. I've plugged it throughout the video. And we will be doing the raid in the next video. I'll see you there. Peace!